Good evening, and welcome once again to Issues. As always, we welcome your comments, and we look forward to having them. Please email us at issuesbda@yahoo.com. Once again, that's issuesbda@yahoo.com. This evening, we have an extremely exciting program. And I have been enjoying just talking with Mrs. Christopher. She is with the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, or for short, BEDC. Welcome.
Thank you, Richard.
Could you give us a little bit of history about the BEDC?
Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, formerly Bermuda Small Business Development Corporation, was started in 1980. And our mandate is to provide technical advice and guidance and provide financial resources to those interested in starting a small business or those who have existing businesses and are seeking support and guidance.
Let me ask, the clients that come to you, do you find that they're coming mostly for the technical advice or mostly for the financial funding?
Both.
Both.
We have many business owners who are looking for loan guarantees or possibly for some of our economic empowerment zone incentives, such as our economic empowerment zone grants, economic empowerment zone loans, our deferred duty programs, preferential lending rates with the financial institutions for residential and commercial financing within the EEZs, of course. And then, they need marketing assistance. They need assistance with managing their cash flow and developing a business plan and, bookkeeping advice and guidance. So it's multifaceted of why any type of client will come to see us. They may also come to us to see, Roxanne, I have a slew of ideas and, how do I narrow down what should I pursue? So how can you help me with the process of elimination? And, they have to do research. So we take them through the steps and stages because it's ultimately their business.
Yeah. Just give me probably the first step. I've got tons of ideas coming through my head. I come to your office and I say, here are my ideas. Mm-hmm. What do you tell me to do? Do I have to go and do something on my own? Or do
yes,
what do I
you do have to do some research. Mm-hmm. You have to research your market and research the probability of will you be able to attract enough customers to be able to support your overhead and your operational expenses. We have some people that may have very exciting ideas and innovative businesses. However, we may not have the target audience to be able to come to that business between Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday to pay for that product, pay for that service, be able to meet your rent, your payroll tax, your health insurance, your social insurance, your salaries, all of your overhead expenses. But on the other hand, it may be another one of your ideas where we do have the demographic to support that particular business plan or model.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the economic empowerment zone and the mortgages that you provide. And you did clarify that the mortgages are for those homes that are in the economic empowerment
yes.
zone, not for the entire island.
No, it's only for the economic empowerment zone. And it's for residential and for commercial. Okay. It could be for someone that has a mortgage or wants to remodel their home. It could be for someone that wants to open up a new business, someone has an existing business. So those are the products that's specifically reserved for the economic empowerment zone. And that's also an incentive for businesses to move to the area. Mm-hmm. So when you move to the area, you'll be able to apply to have your current interest rate lowered, and that could be a potential savings of thousands of dollars.
Wow. Now you mentioned something that may be worth repeating. If a established business
yes.
moves one of their branches into the EEZ
yes.
and they already have a mortgage, there's a possibility that the interest rate
yes.
and the mortgage can be reduced because
highly likely.
Very good. Wow.
Highly likely.
That's a great incentive.
That's a great incentive. Yeah. Because as we know, the percentage points on interest rates, depending on what you borrow, it could be hundreds or it could be thousands of dollars of difference. And, irrespective of what challenges the current economic climate poses to us, that can still be a major savings, a cost-cutting savings for that particular business. And they may be able to use that money to reinvest
Yes.
into that business,
Yeah.
to reinvest into training and support for their staff and expansion of products, variety, etc.
Okay. Now, you've mentioned the EEZ. Why the creation of the EEZ?
The Economic Empowerment Zone was established in 2008, and it was established by the then Minister of Finance, to create an area for individuals and business owners that had not had access to optimal resources for many years. And so we had assisted organizations to assist us with doing surveys, intense surveys, to find out what was the unemployment rate. And then we found out the unemployment rate was significantly higher in Northeast Hamilton. The data showed us, that there was less home ownership in Northeast Hamilton than other parts of the island. And it was a higher incidence of people who were not high school graduates. And we had to find out why, and we had to address that, because we wanted to make sure that we empowered these communities. We had to also really work, and we're still working, to address the negative perceptions. Our data also showed us that Tills Hill is a barrier in a lot of people's minds in Bermuda. And whenever they drive over Tills Hill, people automatically, for some reason, feel that they're in an economically depressed area. And why is that? What does that whitewash on that cement wash on those walls of Tills Hill do to the psyche of our community? And one of my objectives is to work on beautification, and we have been working on that. We've partnered with HSBC and other organizations to paint buildings, bring greenery. And one of the things we would like to see, possibly murals on Tills Hill, to get people excited and change the mindset, because it's amazing what that hill has done to people for decades. And until you actually see the data and ask the questions, and you'll see the consistent answers from persons. And we also had to identify and wonder, why is there no public transportation in Northeast Hamilton? Public transportation goes on the peripheral of Northeast Hamilton. And with the urban planning and the urban development expertise that we have within our organization, we learned that globally, wherever in an urban area there is not public transportation, it is an economically depressed area. We do have the capability to have public buses go along Court Street and Dundonald Street. And so why not?
Yeah.
Why can't we have it?
Yeah. Very good question. Hopefully that will take place soon. Now, you mentioned partnering with HSBC.
Yes.
Are there any other large companies in Bermuda that are taking the risk or taking the chance by showing some interest into the EEZ?
Yes, we have Marsh assist us as well. We also have KBB. We are working with the Family Center. We're working with the Coalition Protection of Children. Digicel has been a partner with us as well. So we work with many organizations, large and small, to assist us. The Corporation of Hamilton has been great in working with us since the establishment of the Economic Empowerment Zone. We had situations where, we have the business owners and residents for many years had challenges because they paid the same rate of tax per square foot for their residences and their businesses. However, for many years, they had challenges because they weren't getting equitable service. So the Corporation of Hamilton has been wonderful in stepping up over the most recent years in making sure that Northeast Hamilton had the beautification of the lovely sidewalks, of the great street poles, of making sure that you had regular services from the corporation. And there was lots of disadvantages that Northeast Hamilton faced. And it was like the elephant in the room. People knew it, but I don't know if there was the motivation to do anything different about it. And now we have a team that is motivated to ensure that Northeast Hamilton has equal services, equal access to resources. and equal dedication from all aspects of the country.
I think the entire Bermuda can appreciate what BEDC is doing because, as you pointed out, the perception of those EEZ zones weren't exactly positive. But now you've come in, you've told the residents, you've shown the residents there that, listen, you can be just as good as anybody else. And you are willing, BEDC is willing to put the money where their mouth is.
Absolutely.
And not only money, but also the services that you provide.
Absolutely.
Could you just maybe tell us a little bit about the services that you provide other than the being a guarantor?
Well, we have additional services for BEDC and we have additional services for the Economic Empowerment Zone. Now, for Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, we have business planning advice, we have bookkeeping and accounting, managing your cash flow, customer service, staffing issues, marketing and communication is very, very important. Social media management, of course, assisting people with navigating the mandatory tax obligations of any small business owner. And so, and all of those resources are free of charge. There is zero charge to any business owner or anyone that's even just interested in asking questions for any meetings with us. There is no charge whatsoever. So we have some clients who may come for 1 or 2 meetings. We may have some clients who may come for 20 or 30 meetings, you know, and also, you know, support that we may need. We also offer free QuickBooks classes. So, you know, in QuickBooks, and also give complimentary software. And the software itself could be about $500 for the software. So we have 3-day courses. We also have accounting management programs, whereas we have accounting firms who have donated their time to take you through a 6-week course to take you through the preparation of preparing a financial statement, so that by the end of that time, a lot of people are intimidated and fearful of numbers, and that's globally, that's not just unique to Bermuda. But by the end of this 6 weeks, like, you have your own accountant. You have your own accountant that spends 3 hours a week with you, okay? And we can just imagine what that would cost if I had to spend 3 hours for a CPA to spend time with me. And we have programs where that is free of charge.
Wow.
Free of charge.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
And for the Economic Empowerment Zone, we also have the Economic Empowerment Zone grants. We have interest-free loans.
Your grants, apparently that's different than your bank loans.
Yes, because the loan guarantee program, we don't provide the money. We are the collateral upon successfully completing our vetting process, submitting a business plan with financials, and it has been approved by our board. And if once you're approved by the lending institution of your choice, we can then be 50% of your loan guarantee up to the amount of $200,000. So if a business was looking for $400,000, we could be the guarantor for up to $200,000. But we don't actually give the cash. The lending institution is the one that forwards the facility to you. But in the event that you default, then we have to pay out. So with the guarantee, with our organization, you are required to provide to us regular financial statements, because we want to make sure that the business is operating in best fiscal practice, because we don't want to pay out on these guarantees. So we want to be there to support you and assist you. We have our seminars, we have other training programs that can get you on the best footing, because the first 3 years are the most difficult for any new business. And so you have a helping hand the entire way.
Okay. We've been talking with Roxanne Christopher of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, and we'll be right back. And my first question to her will be a follow-up. How do we get those grants? So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Issues, and we've been talking with Roxanne Christopher. And as I promised, my first question to her will be, how do we get those grants that you have?
Well, the grants, once again, are available only to within the economic empowerment zones. So businesses within those respective areas can go to our offices. And we have an office in Somerset, Hamilton, which I am based there. And then there's also the St. George's Economic Empowerment Zone.
So there are
agency.
actually three.
Three,
Yeah.
St. George's, Somerset, and Northeast Hamilton. And there's an application form. You have to submit references. There's a business plan. There's quotes or estimates that you have to submit. The grants range in value, and it depends on the need of the business. The grants can be used for technical advice. Let's say if you wanted to hire an accountant or get a marketing plan, pay for advertising. If you wanted to do some renovations or possibly get some capital items. If you wanted to do some new shelving, cash register, computer, wanted to get a new awning or sign for your business that which can be costly for a new startup business, which is operating on a limited budget. It can be of great assistance to a small business.
I am impressed. Let me ask, would you advise in this economic climate, would you advise the starting of new businesses unless you yourself had a significant amount of capital?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you have to do your research. You have to do your homework. I feel that it cannot be more of the same. It must be different. So it may be a niche area. There are lots of niches in business that we have. Let's say, like for an example, you may have places that sell shoes, lots of shoe stores, but there are certain types of shoes that people are looking for. Like even when we look at luxury markets and luxury brands, they have still been doing quite well, but it may be a niche in retail in some capacity. It could be a niche in any type of industry, but you must do your research to see, do you have the demographic of individuals who will be willing to pay the required prices for your services or goods to be able to meet your overhead expenses. We know that we have a large senior population that's growing year in year. So you may have a business that is opening up to support services of the senior community, because as we're living longer, we're aging more, and there's an enhanced quality of life. And there are lots of services that people may look at with supporting seniors, whether they're staying within their home, whether it's daycare. There's so many different needs of the senior community, because this community, especially the baby boomer generation, is also so much more savvier. So they have a different demand than what seniors may have had in the past, and with that becomes additional business opportunities.
As I listen to you, you are very encouraging and nurturing of individuals who may want to start a new business. That's what I see and hear coming from you. Now, in reading and going through your literature, I saw something called Partnering for Success, PFS for short. I saw. You want to explain that?
Partnering for Success, it's another phenomenal program that we have at Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. And I have to say that my colleague, Jamila Lodge, is the manager of that program. And what that is we have identified, and we know that many of our startup business owners need mentors, can benefit from having mentors. So it could be a mentor in finances and bookkeeping. It could be in customer service. It could be in marketing. It just could be in business operations, or it could be someone that can just give you guidance and support. And we know that many mentor programs have been established in all over the world. And what this is, and Jamila went and did research in Barbados and looked at other business mentoring programs around the world. And now how the second phase of Partnering for Success is operating is person can apply to be a part of the program. It could be anyone. Doesn't just have to be from the EEZ. It could be any business throughout the island. And now you will have access to a pool of mentees. So if this month or this week you may need support from an accountant, you can access an accountant. If a business owner may need assistance with developing a marketing plan or what is guerrilla marketing, they have access to someone that offers and is an expert in that particular area. If they need some assistance with human resource management, they can access the pool, and there are talented professionals throughout Bermuda who have come on board and committed to being a mentor. So it's not just a one-on-one relationship. This single individual business owner will have a pool of mentors that can assist them, that are experts in various fields to help that single business owner.
Yeah. As I listen to you, I am trying to, I'm getting so excited. So let me go and start a business in the EEZ area.
But Partnering for Success is island-wide.
Yeah.
It's not just the EEZ.
Yeah. And the services that you provide, it would seem to me, if anyone is really key on starting a business, you have all the ingredients to enable that person to be successful.
Yes, we do. We have a very diverse team that have strengths in so many various areas. And all of us go over and beyond the call of duty because we believe in entrepreneurship, we believe in pursuing the dream, and we know that being a business owner isn't easy. And as the economic development officer, we make sure that we take time to share experiences amongst each other so that we can best serve our clients. And we do a lot. We do a lot with our clients. We assist them with negotiating lease arrangements, negotiating situations with their advocating for situations with their clients, advocating with vendors that they may have overseas and locally. We know that those first 3 years of starting a business is very difficult. And so we want to empower you with all of the resources. It's a learning curve. It's a learning opportunity. And we're sure that, by the end of maybe those first 5 years, you'll be able to fly. We believe in paying it forward. And so some of our mentors in our Partnering for Success program were actually loan guarantee programs decades ago.
A success
so they're
story.
Paying it forward.
The graduates are now, wow. Now, you mentioned the first 3 years, and then you mentioned 5 years. You said that the first three years, maybe
the first 3 years are very difficult in any business, and that's just a fact. The first 3 years are difficult, but many of the lending institutions, you're financing for your commercial loans, maybe 5 to 7 years. So it could be, I say 5 years for the life of the loan, but that's not to say that after the life of the loan that we're still not there to support you, because we absolutely are.
Okay. So are most business loans 5 to 7 years as compared with mortgages that are much longer?
Yeah, most are 5 to 7 years. Most are. But then you may have some business owners that may refinance. They may put their business commercial loan, absorb it into their personal mortgage facility, so that may end up stretching it out over a longer period of time. But traditional commercial loans could be approximately 5 to 7 years.
Okay. Now, we've been doing a lot of talking here, and some people might be saying, well, show me the proof. Do any of the businesses that you have helped, do their names come to mind? And if they do, can you share it with us?
Absolutely. Like I had said earlier, one of the businesses that, we have, MoneyGram is one of them within the Economic Empowerment Zone, and they started in the EEZ, and now they've expanded to have multiple stores throughout the island. We also have, we have the True Stick Foundation we work with. We have community organizations as well that we assist. There is, and some of our businesses may not even want to be managed, so I'll limit that. But we work with thousands of businesses throughout the entire island.
Wow. All the services that you provide are free.
Yes, sir.
So for the staff that works at the BEDC and the EEZ, How are you all independently wealthy?
You hear
So,
that laughter.
so who funds
It's a
all this?
public-private partnership, and we received a significant amount of investment from private organizations, as well as we operate off of Bermuda government grants as well.
Now, we're winding down. Now, tell us, how do you see the future for Bermuda economically, and especially the EEZ areas?
I think the future is optimistic. It is bright. I believe that there are lessons that many business owners and countries have learned with these difficult times. I do believe that business owners of the future and business owners currently will be even more disciplined than business owners of the past. They will make different fiscal decisions because we have seen what making unwise decisions can do to a business. I believe that areas of growth may be more moderate, but there will still be areas of growth. There is the opportunity to still have great success, but you have to be very stringent in how you look at your operating cost. But there is the banks are still lending. Okay, the banks are still lending, and people are still investing, and individuals, corporation, venture capitalists still see opportunity for growth, and there's opportunity for growth in tourism, in retail, in personal care, in business development. There are opportunities for growth. The next few years will continue to be difficult, and this too shall pass. Right? Yeah. This too shall pass. It will not last forever. But hammer down, button down, buckle down, and learn what you can learn. Pay it forward. Make sure that your staff, your employees understand what's important to your mission, to your goal, because it also impacts them.
You mentioned staff. One of the complaints, I guess I should say, we hear many times that, the Bermudian worker, they're lazy. They come in late. They come in late and want to leave early. In your experience, is this what you're finding? And is the work population of Bermuda different than any other place in the world?
I feel that the working population of Bermuda in past years, some may have taken it for granted. I believe many did not. Okay, we still have situations where that taxi driver, if someone left their wallet in their car, is going to go to every hotel to see, or go back to the same hotel to see if this person was at this particular hotel, to give them back their wallet. We still have business owners who are going to make sure that you have personal service and you have a personal experience in shopping and doing business with them. I believe that the employee has realized that they cannot take anything for granted these days. And so they have to make sure that they do what is required of them to maintain that job, as security has been promised to no one in many institutions. So as in business success and business ownership, I believe the employee is forever changed in our local economy.
Roxanne, you've truly motivated me. I'm ready to go out and think of some ideas. Now, just share with us, if someone wants to get in touch with you or the BEDC, how do they do that?
They can contact us at info@bsbdc.bm. Once again, that's info@bsbdc.bm. And our telephone number is 292-5570. So that's 292-5570. And our main office is located in Sophia House, which is 48 Church Street, Hamilton. We are immediately adjacent to the Hamilton Post Office on Church Street. And then we have our Economic Empowerment Zone offices. So we have one on Manchester Street in Somerset. We are located on Union Street, and then we're located in the Town Hall of St. George's as well.
Thank you so much, Roxanne.
Thank you, Richard.
We've had an exciting 30 minutes with Roxanne Christopher. And I tell you, viewing audience, if you have an idea, a business idea, call and get in contact with the BEDC. Thank you, and we'll see you next week on Issues.